Maxilien Tayenthal, the founder of N26, a new option of banking using mobiles for new generations, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you explain us a little what is N26?
Yeah. N26 is a venture-funded fintech company based in Berlin. Classical venture-funded fintech company with one exception. We got our own banking license, which is still quite rare in the space. What we're doing is we offer a mobile-first bank account. We want to change how people to do their banking. I think it's centered around good user experience and low fees and great customer service.
From Germany to Europe or to the world?
Actually, it's a good point. We founded the company in Vienna, like my co-founder and myself, we're coming from Vienna. We decided, like for 1 month, should we move to Berlin or to London? In the end, we decided to move to Berlin. But our idea from the beginning was to build a pan-European bank, because we realized that the banking market is extremely fragmented. What you see in no other market. So you have French banks for French customers, you have German banks for German customers, you have Italian banks for Italian customers, and there was no one who provided banking services across Europe. So we are the only ones, based on one IT platform and one banking license, that offers the services across Europe. What we then realized is that the banking services, so the banking needs of the customers, they're not only very similar in different European countries, but they're also similar across the whole Western world or the whole developed world. And what we really realized is that if a product works in Germany, it will probably also will work in France, and if it works in Europe, it will probably also work in the US or in South America. And so our vision has become bigger, and we're working to build the first global bank.
Yeah, normally all the startups, they are having an anecdote or a bad user experience, and you decide to create a company to solve that problem. How you got the idea to create N26? What was your bad experience?
When we started, we actually had a little bit of a different idea. That's our founding story. We wanted to launch a prepaid card for teenagers to the market, connected with a mobile app for the parents. And the parents could steer all function of the kid's card through the app. So it was kind of a pocket money card. And we brought this product into beta, and then two things happened. One, we realized that our beta, our test customers, they were not so much using the product for the kids, they were rather using it for themselves. And I think the other point was that we realized the account experience is broke for everyone, and as a founder, you always think in categories of disruption. How can you really change an industry? How can you change the way, in our case, how people do banking? And we saw the opportunity to compete with the big European banks in the core market. And the current account is the core market, and we saw the opportunity to be better than the traditional banks in the core market. So basically compete with BBVA or with HSBC or with Deutsche Bank. And obviously it's much more disruptive than launching a product just for a rather small
and how
niche group.
difficult it is to switch your mind, because you have that original idea about the prepaid card for teenagers. How you convince yourself and your team that, guys, we need to change this?
Actually, for the team, like for us, you know, it was right at the beginning. We always thought it was an exciting idea. But if you are, you know, sitting in your living room, like building your own bank, it seems to be like too big of a vision. We have too much respect. But once you enter a space, it's a little bit, what you see is a little bit of demystification. You know, you talk to the regulator, you get like a checklist, obviously a very long checklist, but basically it is kind of a doable, it's a doable thing. At the same time, we realized that competition is actually quite weak. You know, the brands suffered significantly after the big financial crisis. Banks are not very popular. They have super old school IT systems that are 40 years old, that are written in programming languages no one speaks anymore. They have maintained the branch networks that are not even like used by a majority of the customers in the meantime. So it's just a market of great opportunity. I think in terms of shifting it, for my co-founder and myself, it was very quickly, it was clear, and then obviously like the hardest thing was to sell it to the team that has been working, you know, a year on launching a teenage product, and then we were just launching it, and then we took it off the market and worked another year until we could launch N26, like our product for our banking product for programs.
What is N26? What that means? Choose that name.
Yeah, actually we started with number 26, like number. We have a product. We called it number 26. Was the first brand, and then number because it's a product obviously related to numbers, and 26 has a hidden connotation to a Rubik's cube, which consists of 26 stones. You know, like the Rubik's cube, and you can solve it within 26 moves. And it's almost impossible to solve it if you don't know how. It's quite easy if you have the right formula, and we say we have the formula to make something easy that's like unnecessarily complicated, namely banking. Plus 26 coincided with the house number of our first office. And then we changed it to N26 because it's a bit simpler, which also fits our strategy when it comes to design and when it comes to product development. So we changed to N26, and you know, everyone pronounces N26 in the local language, like number 26. Some people didn't like so much in the Roman countries, and you know, like the Germans say N26, the French say N26, the English say like N26. So it works very well across all countries.
And did you face rejection from investors?
Of the pivot of the topic, our first investors, they have one thing in common: they all had kids in the right age for a product, so they saw the use case. There was definitely some reservation among some of the investors, but they were always very trustful, and they were always, I think, relying on the founders, and they shared our big vision, because if you build a prepaid card for teenager, you can acquire, if you're really big, you can acquire 1 million customers throughout many countries. If you build our product, you can acquire 100 million customers or 200 million customers. So I think it's just the bigger vision, and it's the more disruptive idea, and our investors, they like disruption, and they like to they share our big vision.
How many customers do you have right now? About 5 million, I think?
No, in June we could actually announce we passed 1 million, and we're significantly higher than that, but the next announcement will be like 2 million customers in a couple of months.
Okay, I assume that the biggest base is in Germany?
It is actually, like, today about 80% of our growth is outside Germany, but the biggest market we have is still Germany, because you know, we just launched early in Germany and in other markets, but today we are growing very strong, also in Spain or France, for example.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.